Hari Om everyone, welcome to this class on Ishavasya Upanishad. We'll start with the chanting. I'll start at my end, you can chant at your end. Om Sahna Bhavatu Sahno Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananam Tva Ganpatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamasravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvannustivi Siddhasadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganpataye Namah. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwarah Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We'll chant the Shanti part of this Upanishad. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. First verse. Ishavasyamidam sarvam yatkinchi jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjitha magridh kasya svidhanam. And the second one. Kurvan neveha karmani jijivishet sama evam tvayi nanyato asti na karma lipyate nare. Kurvan neveha karmani जिजीविषेशतं समाः एवं त्वयि नान्यथोऽस्ति न कर्म लिप्यते नरे. So we are looking at the first mantra in the previous class and the second one we look up today. So as we have seen so far that in this Upanishad we have seen the first mantra whereby the path for us is guided or dictated to us. Firstly, Ishavasyam idam sarvam. So how to see the Lord in every ounce of creation, right? So we saw that when we learn to see this all pervasiveness of the Lord everywhere, then we are able to realize our own nature also as that very same infinite Atma or the Brahman. So both are one and the same only. And once we realize this oneness, once we connect to this oneness, the first thing that happens to us is we see that oneness in every fiber of the universe, every part of the universe. That means we do not get into any kind of sin. पाप से दूर हो जाते हैं. Yeah, because there is nowhere we can go where Lord is not watching us, right? So everywhere we go, Lord is there. So therefore, we lose the propensity or the intention to do any kind of wrong things, any kind of harmful activities, right? And second thing that happens, that comes out of this activity, this understanding, is that when we start to see everywhere the Lord, then we lose what we call grina. That will come in a later shlok mantra also. We lose any kind of hatred to others. We see the Lord in everyone. We see ourselves as non-separate from everyone, and therefore we develop this samatvam. We see the oneness in all beings around us. So we stop to hate anyone, right? We can correct anyone who's then doing something wrong to the universal order. so who's causing any kind of change that can happen. But we do not develop hatred. We solve problems with love. We solve problem with love. So love comes openly into our hearts. So that is one of the other important aspects. Then Yat kinchit jagatyam jagat, seeing Lord in every ounce, every fiber of the universe. Then tena tyaktena bhunjitaha. So through that we learn that by the acceptance of everything coming from Lord, tena tyaktena, whatever has been given to us or whatever has been discarded for our sake by the Lord, whatever has been given to us, that we enjoy to the fullness of our desire. So Upanishad is giving us full license to enjoy, but it is putting a small condition. Tena taktena bhunjitaha. Taktena. By we have to do it with the sense of sacrifice, with tapas. We do it with the sense of tapasya. So with that sense, we see that nothing belongs to me. Right. So whenever I see nothing belongs to me, then I cease to have that sense of mamatvam, the sense of ownership, which binds me to the worldly object. So therefore, I enjoy, but without any kind of binding. So any kind of problem, dukh we call, is when something dear to us is separated from us, right? Something that we love, something that we own, something that we can't bear to go apart from us. It may be a person, it may be an object, anything, when it separates. So when we develop this view, when we develop this vision rather, when we develop this vision, then this separation does not pain us. When nothing is mine, then nothing pains us. You can take the example of like wherever you go to work, or let's say you take the example of a teacher who is going to teach in his school or college. So that teacher is going there, he is using all the objects of the college. He's using the board, he's using the chalk, he's using the books over there, and he is also he doesn't give away, let anyone else take those objects because they are for the common use, right? So that is another part of this vision. So nothing is allowed to be misused by anyone else in the creation, and that is what we call the samashti bhav, that seeing the Lord in the totality. So once that samashti bhav is there, now this professor will not want to keep everything to himself. At the end of the class or at the end of the day, he will leave everything. In fact, if you ask him to take some books home, he will feel it is a burden, right? So therefore, same way also, because he doesn't have this sense of ownership, we also develop this sense of ownership, because of which we suffer so much. Even death, death is supposed to bring us joy, because it is separating us from all our burden, all the burdens of this world. But why do we fear death? Because we fear to leave the possessions, because we don't, but we can't take them. So if we can't take them, why do you need to hold on to them, right? So therefore, we have to develop this tena tyaktena bhunjitaha. And so there we saw magrid kasya svidharam, last part. So there the magrid kasya svidharam shows that this wealth belongs to no one. It isn't mine. So why should I desire or run after it? So therefore, I should enjoy the objects of the world with the main bhava of what we call tapasya. Tapasya, that I use only what is needed for me, because if everything is available to me, I can only use what is needed by me. The rest I leave for the others to use. So that way, I will not collect things or hide them in my cupboards or hide them in my storage places or in my banks and vaults, so that only I get to use them. I will be more open with my possessions, because they don't belong to me. The word possession itself is being negated here. So nothing is your possession. So once that bhav, it is a very difficult thing to do, but once we understand this through the logical process of the Upanishads, then we stop holding on to these objects, right? And therefore they cease to trouble us. And we saw what is the main bhava of tapasya. The main bhava is that in any tapasya, the tapasya is samaj or society centered. We learn to give up for the society. We saw that in tapasya, whatever we save or whatever we don't use, that we have to give away to society. It's not that we do a vratam and we don't eat food or certain food products for so many days, and at the end I add that money to my bank account. I have to similarly give away that amount of food or similar value of objects, right? That is the way of the tapas. So bhoga or enjoyment is individual centered. It is always individual centered, whereas tapas is society centered. So bhoga benefits only the individual, but tapas, does it benefit only the society? No, it benefits the individual also. It benefits both. Tapas will benefit both. For me, I can also use whatever is needed, nothing more than that, and that gives me sense of power over my mind and my the thoughts, right? So the more I have that control, the more I am in charge, right? The more I am in charge, and then the more I am happier, right? So tapasya means the ability to have more control over myself, and that gives me more power. That gives me more freedom. In fact, I can choose to enjoy whatever I wish, whenever I wish. I can also choose to give up. So objects don't have a hold on me. वस्तुएं मुझे पकड़ नहीं सकती हैं, वो मुझे दबा नहीं सकती हैं, अपना गुलाम नहीं बना सकती हैं. ऑब्जेक्ट्स कैनॉट मेक मी माई स्लेव. दे कैनॉट प्रेस मी डाउन और दे कैनॉट पुट मी डाउन. So therefore, I start seeing Brahman in every ounce of creation. And why is this Brahman important? Because he gives everything. He gives existence. Because of him, every existence is there in the whole of creation and beyond. Then he also gives knowledge about whatever the creation is. सारा ज्ञान भी वहीं से आ रहा है. All knowledge is also coming from him. And then he also gives the joy that you gain out of enjoying the object, gain out of what we call bhoga or enjoyment of the object. So wherever you see joy, that is also a reflection of Brahman. That is the secret of tapas. That is the secret of tapasya. I will give to everyone. I will give to society and not keep anything, only what is needed. But also I have no expectation that society will give back to me. Why? Because society is healthy, then I will also be healthy. Naturally. करने की जरूरत नहीं है कुछ, अपने आप हो जाएगा. It will happen to me. So therefore, the more we give to society, the more the society will be healthy. And who is going to live here? I or whatever person who is contributing. So wherever we see joy, that joy is a reflection of that Brahman, and it can be increased by us by giving it, reflecting that joy to the whole of creation. The more we reflect, the more we also get back. So this is, as I said, the secret of tapas. I will give to society. And then in that giving, what is the next step? There will be no ego also. Ki maine diya. Who? It is not mine. Magrida kasya suddhanam. It is not mine. So I have not given anything. So ego shouldn't be there. It will not be there naturally if my knowledge is correct. If my knowledge is correct, then the ego will be not. Because I am nothing without the Lord. Everything belongs to him. Right? So whenever we try to do everything, we have kartitvam. Maine kiya, I did it. Will I fail? Will I succeed? Will I do good? Will I be able to do it well? Will I not be able to do it well? And so that sense of confidence is not there. But once we learn that everything belongs to the Lord, I am putting in my best effort. The effort that is coming, that power is also coming from the Lord. And whatever power is needed, the Lord will give me according to my vritti, according to my thought, according to my desire. So therefore, I need only to just keep doing my best. And that is going to shape my view in life. So no lobh, no kind of greed should be there. Ma grida kasya siddhanam. In Brihadaranya Upanishad, it is said that lobha is natural. Whenever we are born greedy because we don't have an understanding. It is only when we get this knowledge from the scriptures, when the first Upanayanam is done, then this knowledge is given to us and then we change. So even Bhartrihari ji, he's a very famous wise person, and he has written three sets of 100 verses. So one is Vairagya Shatakam, and another is Shringar Shatakam, and third is Niti Shatakam. So Shringar Shatakam he wrote for his wife when he was in love in the initial stages of his life. Then Niti Shatakam, when he became minister of the king, he wrote down the rules. Then Vairagya, when he finally gave up all of that. So he wrote this. So there also he writes that lobha alone is more than all durguna. यत लोभ अस्ति तत् कस्य दुर्गुण न अस्ति, मतलब wherever there is lobha, wherever there is any kind of greed, then no other evil quality is needed. It is sufficient to compensate for all of them, right? So ma grida kasya siddharam, that is the first thing that the Upanishad tells us to give, right? So therefore we have to latch on to our karmas, latch on to our duties, and our shastras, our culture. It teaches us in the right way whenever we enter into the system of our dharmic learning. Right? What is that dharmic learning? That whenever a child is born, then at the proper time that ceremony is done, the Upanayanam is done, right? So in that Upanayanam, the child is given this knowledge. Huh? So Gayatri Mantra he is given and he is made to understand. So what is happening then? At that time, what is happening is that he is being made aware of his duties to the universe, huh? And how he should live. And so therefore, before that we say Shudra. We only live a life of enjoyment. Anything that I do, I see that mujhe isme kya milega, what I will get out of this. So it is a selfish centered. But when we enter into society, society teaches that very Shudra to serve the people who are wiser. And the wiser people, that is the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas, they are taught the scriptures, and through them they are first given that initiation, that Upanayanam, where they are taught to take. It is not something very easy or for them. It is a taking up of a huge duty. So that is called Dvija. They are becoming a Dvija, second Janma for them. So second Janma is when you learn to take up the duties of the universe, right? So there is, let me see, if I can share this. So this is from the Nitya Karma Puja, whatever duties we have to do daily. So Jaya Mano Vai Brahmana Tribhir Rinva Jayate. So the moment this Upanayanam is done, whenever then a new birth is given, new birth is happening for us. And in that new birth, Tribhihi Rinva Jayate. Three kinds of rinams, three kinds of debts are automatically conveyed to us. So what are those three depths? They are the three depths are that one is Dev Rin, then Brahma Rin, and the Manas Rin. So we have a Rinam towards the Deva, all the divine forces. So we should propitiate all the Devas. We should learn to serve them. We should uh, uh, take or nurture nature around us so that it doesn't get damaged, right? So that is the Devarinam. Then second is the Rishi Rina. So Rishi Rina or Rishi Rina or Brahma Rina represents our requirement to study, our knowledge, to gain knowledge. So that is the Rina. So learn how the universe functions, learn how to express our do our duties with relation to this universe, and in this way make the world a happier place. So that is the second Rinam. And the third is the Manushya Rina. All the people around us. We develop good relations with them. We welcome anyone who comes to our house as an Atithi. So Dev Rina is also in a way Atithi Rina. So all these Rinams we are supposed to uh, uh, completely keep paying back all our lives. Shan Shan Prati Prati Shan. Every moment we are supposed to pay back these three Rinams. So that is a duty that you take upon ourselves. So how is that duty coming? With the vision that I am a part of this whole samashti, of the whole society, right? And nothing is separate from me. Everywhere that I see, whatever I see is Brahman only, with a different name and form. Right. So wherever I'm doing, whatever I'm transacting, whatever is happening to me or happening around me, everything is happening to Brahman, to Brahman. So that vision creates the healthy feeling within me. So then we move on to the next verse where we'll talk about karma. So and the different kinds of karma. So if you compare this Ishavasya Upanishad, as I told you earlier, also 18 verses this has. And if you see the Gita, it also has 18 chapters. So it is like every verse is a commentary upon the one chapter is used to comment on this. So this Upanishad gives all the knowledge in a very short form. Of course, it is not same as one to one. So like if the first verse is about knowledge, then that knowledge is elaborated in the second chapter of the Gita. So second chapter में सारा है what about how to gain this knowledge. Then so the second verse kurvan neve karmani, that is about karma, how to do actions. So therefore, when we do these actions, what is the best way to keep doing these actions without getting trapped in them? That is in the third chapter of the Gita. So in this way, it's not one to one, but it's a little bit here and there, right? So in this second mantra, we'll just have a look at that and then I'll just elaborate a bit more. So kurvan eva iha karmani jijivishet shatam samaha evam tvai na anyato asti na karma lipyate nare. So kurvan eva iha karmani. So when you come to this world, because you remember the previous mantra, I will elaborate on why this is connected. So keep doing your actions. Don't give up karma. So when you come here to this world, keep doing your karmas in the best way possible. And then jiji vishet shatagam sama. Don't think of opting out of life. Desire to live 100 years. 100 साल जीने की इच्छा करो. Evam tvai nanyato asti. This is the only way, no other way. Yeah, evam tvai, this is the way you have to go about this. And na anyat, there is no other path. And once you do that, what will happen? Na karma lipyate nare. So karma will not bind you, right? So what is the normal understanding? We have read a lot of places that karma binds us. Karma se hamara bandhan hota hai. Here Upanishad is telling karma does not bind you. So how is this happening? How does this happen? Look, there are different commentators who give different interpretations. So like Shankaracharya Bhagwan gives a interpretation according to sannyas. He gives the sannyasi interpretation, right? But most of us, I believe, are grihasthas here. So it is different when you look at it from the grihastha angle. But actually speaking, there is no difference. Why? Because ultimately the secret of healthy living is with the what we call sense of sannyasa. It can be internal. So either it can be the vidivishya sannyas or vidvat sannyas. So vidvat sannyas is you take according to the proper vidhi. You take sannyas at a certain age. Some of them take a very young age also. You take sannyas. Other is even while living here, you live in the sense of sannyas. So that nothing that you are consuming, you take as your own, right? Even any action that you're doing, karma you're doing, you do with nishkam bhava. I am not the doer. So that is, so it in that way, it is both the same only. So that is why we don't separate the first and second verse as for different people. Usually it is said first verse is for Jnani and second is for Karmi, for Sansari person. So one who is going to be trapped in this world. But if you look at it in the context, in comparing what the Upanishad is telling us, we can see clearly that here it is telling us that once we have developed the vision that I alone am there in the whole of the universe, all the different objects are just names and forms of my own nature. सब कुछ मैं ही हूँ. So if I am there, then what will happen? The objects are visible. So there has to be transaction. And that transaction means that I alone, I or Brahman has projected these. So why has he projected these? To express his joy, Anandatvam. In the original nature, Brahman is without anything, without any kind of qualities and also beyond manifestation. Even Satchit Anand is not there. Once he has to manifest the world, then only Satchit Anand will come. What is Sat? Existence. Existence is not required in that absolute state. In the absolute state, existence is not required. In the absolute state, even consciousness is not required. किसको जानोगे? Who do you know? किससे किसको जानोगे? बृहदारण्यक उपनिषद, याज्ञवल्क says to Maitreyi, his wife, when he gives her ज्ञानम, that कि किससे किसको जानूं मैं? So he clearly says that when we are in that highest state, there is no triputi, the knower, the knowledge, and the object. All three are not separate. For us in the world, all are separate. There has to be a knower. I am knowing something. There has to be an instrument. I am knowing something through my eyes or ears or whatever. And there has to be the object. So that triputi, the pair or the set of three will always be there. Right? But in that highest reality, Param Purushaha, there is no separation, right? So there even consciousness is not there, existence is not there. All that comes in respect to the world. When that reality projects the world. So once this world is projected, then Anand also comes. Anand is also what? Anand also can no, there can be no expression or no need to express Anand when I am in that highest reality, right? So therefore now that this reality has been projected, this is also a reality. This is you can say a different level of reality, the world, and that is another level of reality. So now when I have entered this world, I have to live with joy. I have to express the highest joy. अरे मुझे भेजा है इसलिए. I have been sent here to express the joy of the Lord. I am wasting my time if I am spending my time getting caught in my jealousies and in my shortcomings and in all the fulfillment of my petty desires. So once I give up that thing of desire, it is only the separation of desire from my action that makes me free. So the moment that knowledge is there, I am mukta. I don't need to be mukti, or liberation is not something you desire for. Initially you desire for when we feel that the world is bearing us down. फंसा रही है दुनिया. The world is trapping us. So we want to run away. We want to get away. But once we stop that running, then this world is not going to be trapping us anymore. Once that knowledge has come to us very, very clearly, then we can easily understand that through that I am expressing the joy of the Lord, and therefore nothing can cause me sorrow, right? So kurvan eva karmani. The Lord himself is saying, karo khub kam karo. Do all kinds of karmas, and also desire to live 100 years. So a lot of, if you look at that aspect, mukti will be when I am not doing any action, मैं जगत से अलग हो जाऊंगा. So then no sense of doing any kind of action is left here. कर्म करने की इच्छा ही खत्म हो जाएगी. Why should I do any action? I should go down to the jungle and sit there and meditate. That is not the right way. Upanishad is saying that when I start to see myself in the whole universe, I also start doing actions. Because those actions are for what? For tapas, for giving back to the universe, right? So I have to keep doing. So I don't have to start wishing for death to come or wishing for this life to end so that I can finally be released. My release is here. Mukti is here. Mukti is not something that is going to come. It is just a vision. It's just a change in my lookout. कैसे मैं देखता हूँ अपने आप को. How I understand myself. So once I understand myself as Atma, then kurvan neveha karmani. I can do all kinds of karmas here. I can also desire to live whatever is the natural lifestyle. Shatam samaha is, in earlier days, the 100 years was the average good life expectancy for a healthy person. He was expected to live 100 years. So here Upanishad is saying jiji vishet shatagam sama, and evam tvai nanyato asti. There is no other path. The best path, the only path is that of knowledge, whereby I learn to integrate myself with the world and live my life in this world in a very happy manner. So therefore what happens? Na karma lipyate nare. So directly Upanishad is saying karma do not bind us. It is karma with desire that binds us. Without desire, why will karma bind me? So whatever karma I do, I will, I can keep doing without letting any kind of desire bind us, right? So na karma lipyate nare. That has been clearly given to us. There is a story about this thing. there was a person, Jyotishi, a very famous Jyotishi, and he was very well known. He was very well known and very famous in his town, and people respected him a lot. The king also respected him a lot. So when the time came, he had a son. His son was useless. He used to spend his time loafing around. He never learned from his father any of the knowledge. He never even tried. So now what happened was the father, after some time, he passed away. But father had left a lot of money. He was rich. He had lots. He received lots of gifts. बहुत कुछ मिलता था उनको. So he had lots of money and he left. But for an idle person, any amount of money he can finish. So वो पैसा सारा खत्म हो गया. He spent, the son spent all his father's lakhs and lakhs of rupees. And at the end of the day, he again was Tantan Gopal. Nothing was left for him. So he was then very sad. Now what do I do? I don't even have enough to eat. So he said, what shall I do? So he thought I should go to the king. The king respected my father, so maybe he can help me. So while he was traveling, on the way he met a snake, and this snake started talking to him, and he was very surprised. Talking snake. So he said, must be something special. So this snake said, where are you and kaha ja rahe ho? So he said, I'm going to the king so that I can ask for some help. So he said, why will the king help you? You have to give him something, or you have to display your knowledge to him. Then only, तूने तो कुछ सीखा ही नहीं, you learned nothing from your father. You wasted your time. So he said, what do you think, he will give you anything just like that? So then he said, what should I do? You only guide me. So he said, look, I cannot teach you that knowledge, but I can tell you one thing. When you go to the king, just say to him, I will make only one prediction. So now he said, okay. And then what should I do? So he told him, when the king asks you, he will naturally ask, how will the next year go? That is the chief concern. Raja ko ye hai, usme praja ko palna hai. The king has to take care of the people. So he wants to know how the next year will be. So he said, you tell him that in the next year, it's going to be a very dry year. So you try to save the water, dam the rivers, collect the water, keep it aside so that you can get through the year very nicely. So now he gave this prediction, and the king was happy, and he gave him money also. Then after some time, as he predicted, the year came out. So the king called him again. He gave him more money. He was very happy that because of you, we were able to navigate this dry period. So now when he was going back, he thought that this snake knows everything. But if someone else finds out about him, so they will know that I learned from him. So he said, I must kill him. So he said, he asked the king's people, I need some more help. I want you to burn the area around this jungle, put it on fire. And so they went with him, they burnt it out. They thought it must be part of whatever his prophecy is. तो उसको उन्होंने जला दिया. And then that year went by. Then that same wealth he spent, वो भी खर्च कर दी. Then what happened was, next year again he thought of going to the king. Next year again, while going, he found the snake was still there in the jungle. So the snake was there. So because the snake was there, he talked to him. He was worried that he would know, but he didn't display any kind of knowledge. He didn't even think that this snake knows all future. How will he know? How does he not know? He didn't even think that much. So he said, okay, you need my help. Yes. So you go again to the king. And this year you tell him that there will be a lot of flood. And so you need to dam the rivers. You need to control the flow and all. And therefore, then only the year will go by. So same thing happened. He also, as he predicted, everything happened. And then on the way back, he thought that last time he escaped, I will kill the snake. So he asked the king's people to bring a lot of spades and all, open the river water and flood that area where the snake was living. So I will not go too long into the story, but same thing happened. The snake didn't die actually. And then the third year also he came. So third year he said that, he found out that this snake knows now, so he asked his forgiveness and all. So snake said, okay, this time you go. And he said, shall I tell him that again this year will be dry? He said, no, 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 no. He said, this year there will be very good rain, and neither flood nor neither flood nor dry. So in this way, he went there, and he found he predicted to the king, सब कुछ वैसे ही हुआ. He also got a lot of money, and then when he came back, then he said then he said that he found that the snake was also living well, and all this, the what do you call, the jungle was flourishing, everything was going well. He also fed the snake some milk, and then he said, are you happy this year? I didn't commit anything wrong. So then the snake said one thing. He said, where I did not have any hatred towards you when you burnt my jungle. I did not have any hatred towards you when you flooded my jungle. And I do not have any hatred towards you when you are feeding me also. For me, it is all the same. वो संभाव में है. For me, because whatever is happening to the samashti, to the total, is also happening to me. So first year you said it will be dry year. You burned my jungle. For me also it was dry. So I am enjoying whatever the samashti is enjoying. He said, when second year what you said there will be flood, my area was also flooded. So I also enjoyed. So this year there is good grain, there is good crops. I am also that you gave me milk. I also enjoyed. So that is the vision. That is the Vedic vision, right? So that is the Vedic vision where I learn ki na anyato asti. I have to give myself towards the creation around me, and this creation will help sustain me. So once this creation helps sustain me, I will be happy, others will be happy. And once others are happy, this whole samashti will always have a good ending towards it. Huh? So that is what the teaching was about. So whatever this Upanishad is teaching us, it is teaching us in this manner only, that whenever we give up all our lobha, all our shortcomings, all our desires, multiple desires, we will be able to take on the duty. So whatever the duties we do, they give us back that give us back the good times also. So therefore, every action whatever we do, it is going to be beneficial for us also in the long run, right? So kurvan eveh karmani jiji vishesh chatagam. Whatever karmas we do, we have to do to the best way possible. There is no other path. And that path is guided by the path of knowledge. That this path should be led in such a way that I should always have the vision that the whole of the universe is pervaded by the Lord. So now just we'll try to understand karmani now. So what are the different karmas? So when we saw that when we do the Upanayanam, we are given a set of duties, right? Our duties towards Dev Renam, all the three Renas. So that we saw. So how does the Veda teach us about the division of our duties? So we have been given the 5 kinds of duties, 5 kinds of karma. What are the 5 kinds of karmas? Nitya karma, Naimittik karma, Kamya karma, and Prayaschit karma, and then finally Nishiddha karma. These are the 5 kinds of karma.
Can you repeat?
I'll repeat. So some also add Upasana karma, but strictly that is not within here. Upasana comes under Nitya Naimittik. So daily हमने जो करना है उसमें उपासना भी add होनी चाहिए. So Nitya karma is whatever we do daily in our lives. It involves what we call puja, arti, and actually at the Vedic level, it is the daily Sandhya Vandanam. The Sandhya Vandanam that we have to do. Then the ahutis that we have to give in the morning before cooking. What you do daily. So those ahutis are there. So that the Pancha Mahayagya that we call it, so that we have to do. And the Agnihotra karma, the householder has to do it. So all Nitya karma is what? It is not going to give you good phalam. It is not going to give you fruit. It is supposed to be done with the feeling of non-doership. right? Nitya karma has to be done without any kind of expectation. It is not going to give you good karma, but not doing it will give you bad results. So when we don't do the Nitya karma, when we don't give to society, so the five ahutis I am giving to Brahmanebhya Swaha, Om Devebhya Swaha, Om Narebhya Swaha, and Om Pitrebhya Swaha, Narebhya Swaha, and finally Bhutebhya Swaha. So I have to remember every day morning that I have to give to the society around me. So I have to put some food for the birds. I have to put some food for the ants. I have to, any guest comes in, I have to serve him. The cow comes, I have to give the cow food. So all these are given in the Shastras, right? So the Nitya Karmas are given that we should daily be able to give whatever possible. जितना दे सके हमें देना चाहिए. We do the Agnihotra. So whatever food we have purchased for our use, we offer a part of that into the home. Then we utilize. So what is that we call Yagya Avashishta. Whatever we have offered to the rest of creation, whatever is left after that is for our use. So that Yagya Avashishta is what we should use. So in this way, these Nitya Karmas we have to do daily to understand our duties towards nature. And whatever duties we do to the best of our abilities, as I said, they make a more beautiful society, and we also get to enjoy that society. Then Naimittik is similar to Nitya Karma. Also Nitya, only difference is Nitya is daily. Naimitya is an occasion. So there are occasions like this Sola Sanskar, Shodash Sanskar we have. So they are for different occasions in our life. So there is a samskara at the birth, then there is the annaprashan at the first time the food is fed to the child. There is upnayanam when the knowledge is given, and so on up to antyeshti till the death. So all these 16 samskaras. Then there are the monthly pujas, the monthly somayaga. Then there are the Darsha Purnamasa. There are the end of the month. Then there are the yagyas done in 6 months, then the annual ones, and so on. So all these are different occasions given to us for us to develop or connect with society. So whenever we do a yagya or homa, we call the people. So yagya involves society gathering to do something. Then we also give to the poor in society. Danam is an important part of that, right? We learn to thank the creation for giving everything. So whatever is available to us, we offer a part of it to that. Or if we are desiring for something, so that will come under calmness. So whatever we have, we offer to that in those yagyas. So these rules teach us how to do our duties towards nature. Then the third is Kamya Karma. So Kamya Karma is what we should do for our own desires or for fulfilling our needs. So that is also not totally denied, but we are supposed to do them to the best of our abilities, but not too much. It should be limited. So like if I am getting a job where I am getting, say, let's say 1 lakh rupees, and there is another job where I am getting 80,000, but I have more time for my family, more time for my puja, for the society, then I will take that one. So that is how we have to understand Kamya Karma. We have to regulate. We have to regulate so that we are it should not be at the expense of giving up our other duties, right? Sometimes we get so caught in our own desires, we lose sense of time. We lose sense of our duties. So that should not be there. So Kamya Karma will always have to be limited by our duties, whatever be our duties. Then the fourth one is, you can say Nishiddha Karma we can take up first. Whatever we should not do. So if you say Satyam Vada, Dharmam Chara, all these are the things we do. The opposite we don't. Asatya mat bolo, adharm mat karo, and so on. So we don't do the Nishiddha Karma, and if by mistake we do some Nishiddha Karma, then for that we have the Prayashchit Karma. Also we have different kinds of Prayashchit. They are given in the Dharma Shastras. All the different Prayashchits are given for all the karmas. So whatever karmas we do, if something wrong happens, we have to do the Prayashchit Karma. Right? So in this way, they are also divided for us in the different shastras, like in the Gita also, it is given the different duties are given divided according to the Varnas. So for Brahman, what is the, so I'll just share it. It is there in the 18th chapter. So you just open it. Just have it. No, we'll just quickly look there. So Brahman, Kshatriya, Vishya, Shudra Nam cha Parantapah Karmani Pravibhaktani Swabhava Prabhavair Gunehe. So for the Brahman, Kshatriyas and the Vaishyas and the Shudras, all the karmas have been divided or they have been given separately according to our स्वभाव. जैसा जैसा हमारा स्वभाव है and जैसे जैसे हमारे गुण है. But according to our nature and according to our qualities, it has been divided. So what are the first one for the Brahmin? शमोदमस्तपश्चौतम शांतिरार्जवमेव च ज्ञानम विज्ञानम आस्तिक्यम ब्रह्म कर्म स्वभावजम. I am taking these from the Gita because they are not elaborated in the Ishavasya Upanishad. It is a very short one. So we will have to take some from the other text. So Shama, Dama, Shapat, Tapa, Shaucham. These are for the Brahmin. For the Brahman, Shama, control of the mind. Damaha, control of the sense organs. Tapas, having self-control of overall. Then Shaucham. Shaucham is cleanliness, inner and outer both. Then Shanti, the ability to forgive people. And then Arjavam, Saralta, simpleness, simplicity in life. And then Jnanam, Vijnanam, the pursuit of knowledge. Pursuit of knowledge, Jnanam in the general sense, about Atma Jnanam. Vijnanam, the knowledge of everything that we interact with. That is the duty of the Brahmagana. So remember, the Brahman is the what we call the mirror of society. He is someone who is going to be the guide of society. So these are actually for everyone. They are not for the Brahmin only. So whatever be the duties for the Brahman, we also, all of us have to strive. For him it is natural. For us we have to make special effort. So that is why. So this is not just for them. It is the starting point where we all have to reach. We all have to reach. So till we are on the mark, we can keep on doing whatever is given to us. So then for the Kshatriya, Shauryam Tejo Dhritir Daksham Yuddhe Cha Apalayanam Danam Ishvara Bhavascha Kshatram Karma Swabhavajam. So Shaurya, the ability to be active, agile. So we don't wait around. So 1962, China war. So Jawaharlal Nehru is waiting. So when they attack, then only they'll attack back. So first, the one who attacks first is the one who will get the benefit, right? So they attacked first, they were able to conquer, they were able to take control of parts. It happens everywhere. So always be the first one to put your foot forward. Then Tejas, whatever you have entered into, enter with the full vigor. No half measures. That is Teja. Then Dhriti, the ability to hold on. So whatever you have entered into, don't give up that. Then Daksham, Dakshata. You have to be very, very capable or very, very expert at whatever you do. And then Yuddhe Cha Apalayanam. You cannot run away from the war. So it's not just war, any field of activity that you enter. Kahin bhi ghuso, bhagna nahi hai. You have to keep on doing till you succeed. And then Danam Ishvara Bhavascha. So giving danam, helping the others, helping the poor, or helping the those in society who are needy. So it is the Kshatriya, or you can say the Grihast only, who has to take up this duty, because the ones who are younger, the Brahmachari, they are also dependent on him, and so also the Vanaprasthi and Sannyasi, they are also dependent on him. So he is the one who has to give the danam or take care of all of them. And therefore, Danam Ishvara Bhavascha, he always has to be subservient to Ishvara, Bhakti should be there. And Shatram Karma Swabhavajam. So these are the karmas of the Kshatriya. And then for the Vaishya, Krishi Gauraksha Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam Paricharyatmakam Karma Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam. So Krishi, Gaur, all the trade and commerce, they are the duties of the Vaishya. He has to create wealth. He has to create the wealth for the society. These are his natural. And then for the Shudra to serve. So the Shudra should always strive to serve all the others so that whatever knowledge he lacks, that knowledge he can gain from them and use that to his benefit. Right? Everyone does not have the capacity to learn. There are someone who will always be more knowledge oriented. There will be other who will be more action oriented. So the action oriented person has to take the uh, guidance of the knowledge oriented person. Both need each other. एक से नहीं होगा. So Brahman will not create wealth. He will ask for food. He will. So his duty is always to guide the society and not do everything himself. But whatever the others do, they have to feed the Brahmana. And then swe swe karmanya bhiratah sansiddhim labate narah swakarma nirata siddhim yatha vindati tatha shrunu. So whenever we follow, whatever duties we do, we have to follow our own duty, right? Other things that we have to do, that they can be extra, but our own duty should be prominent. So like if there is an accountant in an office, and that accountant is like very, very knowledgeable. He has learned the Mahabharata or he has known the Gita. He can give a good pravachanam. So the boss comes. So he said, "Have you finished your accounts?" He said, "I haven't finished, but I can give you a very good lecture on the Gita." So the boss will say, "What is this, sir?" He said, "I want you to do your duty. If you give that jnanam in the spare time, that is fine. So then it is a plus point. But first he has to do our duty, na." So whatever is the pursuits that are high, we call the higher pursuit, they can come in their own time. But the pursuit, the main pursuit that we have is the one that is given to us as our duty. So swe swe karmani sansiddhi. So in this way, whatever karmas that are given to us, we have to do them to the best of our ability. That is the main thrust of this mantra, right? You just bring this back here. So kurva neve karmani, and therefore for that person who is doing those karmas, na karma lipyate nere. Why? Because you are doing it as a duty. So you are doing the karma as your duty, so it will not bind you. It will not bind you. So in Gita also, karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma hetu phalabhu mate sangosta karmani. So I do not desire for the fruits, or do not worry, because the fruit, whatever is due to you, will come to you. So your duty or your right is only to do karma, only to do the action. And once you do that, na karma lipyate nare, the karma will never bind you. So therefore, we have to follow this path whereby we are able to do our actions in the right mindset according to whatever has been assigned to us by nature or by society. So whatever nature and or society has given to us, we cannot run away from that, right? Never run away. Always do the actions or activities that are available to you or that are assigned to you in the best way possible. When you have spare time, pursue those other interests, right? So like if you are reading a novel or doing something that you like, you can do only in your spare time. No? You cannot do it in your working time. So therefore, then only you are available to enjoy the karma phalam. Once you have done your karma properly, then only you are able to enjoy karma phalam. Right? So when we do a yajna, at the end of that, we give a small prasadam of what we call madhupark. Now, madhupark is what? It represents karma phalam. It is a mixture of honey, curd and ghee. So what is this honey, curd and ghee? Is that whenever we do a yajna, at the end of that, those who are attending, they are fed that. Because these three are products that are made by humans. So therefore, honey also extracted by humans from the hive. Milk is available, but from that curd, humans have to make. And then ghee also, humans have to make. Otherwise, for the animals, they are available only as in the raw form. So it is Madhupark represents the fruit of action which a human being. Even I don't know about others, but we know about in Punjabi families or others also. When a child is born, you give some honey on the tongue. So that honey represents that same thing. That now you are born into human life. You have given up Pashu Jivan and you have taken up Manushya Jivan. So that is why that honey is given as the first food, or some give sugar, some give curd also, dahi also, same way. So whatever be the three components of this madhupark, that is given. So whatever karmas we do, we are able to enjoy the fruits only if we do the karmas according to the best of our ability. So any venerable guest comes also, no, that madhuparka is given. So once we have done that, we are able to know that these karmas, how they can benefit us, and we will be able to do them to the best of our ability. So whatever we do, we have to ensure only that it gives benefit to maximum people. I was telling you last class also about Narayan Dutt Sri Maliji. He was a very famous Tantra sadhak. So what happened was he wanted to learn about Panchanguli sadhana. He wanted to learn about this Panchanguli sadhana, which is knowing about the secrets of the lines of the hands. Right. So he had heard about this sadhana, but he didn't know about it anyway. So what happened is he went on a trip, a pilgrimage to all the places where the different sadhus used to do sadhana. He traveled all over the country, and especially in the Himalayas, where most of them do this sadhana. So once he learned about a very famous sadhu who knew this Panchanguli sadhana. So now Narayan Dutt ji, he thought that I should go to him and learn. So he went there, and this sadhu, when he reached there, he learned he was in a cave. And when he went there, the sadhu was half in the air, floating. Oh, no. And he said, you won't believe it maybe, because today's people have too much intellect. They think these things can't be possible. But he said, I have seen it with my own eyes. So he saw this, and then this sadhu, he was there for some time with his closed eyes. After some time, he opened his eyes and he said, "Aa gaye tum?" So you have come. You have come to learn this knowledge. So he already knew. So he said, yes. He said, okay, but you must be very, very hungry. So he said, yes, I'm very, very hungry. So then he said, okay, then let's do something. I don't have any food here. I live in the Himalayas and I don't eat food myself also. So he gave him a sadhana. So I forget the name of that sadhana, but that sadhana he did. He did that chanting, and when he did that, his hunger disappeared. And he was able to do that for the whole night. Must be. No, I know the name, but I can't remember the full sadhana. But yes, so this he did that whole night, and his hunger was solved. And then he also in the morning he said, okay, I'm ready. So will you teach me? So he said, okay, and he taught him the whole sadhana, the Panchanguli sadhana. Then at the end of that, he said, look, I have taught you this. With this, you can know a lot of knowledge, but you can use this to predict for others, but you can't teach this to anyone. You can teach only 7 days before you die. And that you will know because you have done this sadhana, that when you are going to die. So then he was very worried. He said that I came to learn this knowledge to teach others, because his vision was samashti vision. His vision was how what I learned should benefit everyone. So he said, Guruji, I am very, very sorry. You please take back this knowledge. Aap le lo wapas. Mujhe nahi chahiye. So why? Who gives back this such kind of knowledge which is very rare? So he said, no, I wanted to learn this so that I can teach to the maximum number of people. So because of that, I came to learn. But if I can't give to anyone, for me, this knowledge is useless. I don't want to make this knowledge a business for earning money, doing predictions and all that. So the sadhu was very happy. And he said, okay, I really like what you said. So he said, okay, if that is your desire, then I release you from that vow. You can teach. And then he went ahead and he taught a lot of people also. So in this way, this samashti vision is always has to be the foremost for us. Then only na karma lipyate nare. Karmas will never bind us. If we have the vision of enjoying whatever is available to us in the minimum possible way while giving the maximum back to society, we will be happy, society will be happy, and it will the karma phalam will never bind us. Na karma lipyate nare. We will never be bound by karma phalam. We will live the rest of our lives happy. No kind of sadness can then ever come to us. Right. So lots more to be said on this particular mantra also. We will continue in the next class. So I think we'll wind up for today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. That's all.